In this video, I'm just going to pull up Google Docs and kind of compare it to Word. Google Docs is free, and I want to see how we can design sublimation prints in Google Docs. I am not a pro at Google Docs, but I was able to figure it out relatively simply because I am familiar with Word. I create in Word, and there are quite a few similarities and options in Google Docs. So what I did first was I inserted an image here. And then while it was still highlighted, you can see the arrow that's right above the bunny ears there. That box is highlighted. So I went into Format up in the top there where the second arrow is, and then I went into Image Options. And the first thing I did was I wanted to find that wrap feature because you can only layer if you're going to wrap. So what I did is I found the text wrap in the Image Options, and then also the arrow on the far right, you can see that I found the sizing. It came in as at 6.5 inches by 5.74 inches. Now, after I found the sizing and the wrap and through feature that I clicked on, I stayed in that image options and I started scrolling down, and you can see margins for the text and positioning. And so it was really nice to see all that in there. You can also see change color options if it's available. This particular print did not have a color change option. Now I wanted to see how it was going to work for layering images. So again, I went to that text wrapping, and then I clicked on that icon there that says wrap text. And that is very similar to what Word has in their wrapping text and then the through feature. So I just pulled in another image, and then I did the wrap text on that as well, and you can see that it layered up nicely there. So you are able to layer in Google Docs. As I was familiarizing myself with these image options, I came up to this adjustment, and it has transparency and brightness and contrast so that you can change the look of your image that way. So I thought that was an interesting feature. Usually I fill my page when I print, but for this I just wanted to get going so I can show you how to do the printer settings. So first thing I did was I emailed this Google Doc to myself, and I opened it, and it opened as a PDF. That is different from Word, which is great though. It worked fine. So I opened that PDF and I went into print, and I picked the printer that I'm using. And then at the bottom there, you can see the arrow. I clicked on Print Using System Dialog. Now, when I got into this system dialog, this box came up, and so I wanted more settings, of course. So I clicked on the More Settings icon. Now, clicking on that More Settings icon brought me back to something very familiar, my regular printer settings. So the first thing I did when I went in is I changed the paper type to Premium Presentation Paper Matte. That's the one that I find has a good saturation quality level for my printer and my prints. Then also change the quality to high. You want to always have high quality on. And then as you can see in the upper left, I went to More Options. Under this More Options tab, it has Image Options. So I opened that and I put Emphasize More and Emphasize Thin Lines. Then I hit OK. And then at the bottom, you can see additional settings. You always want to turn high speed off. Uncheck high speed. With sublimation, you do not want to print in high speed, and then you want to mirror your image. You always want to mirror your image. This image does not have print words on it, so it really wouldn't matter if it was reversed or not, but get in the habit, mirror everything in sublimation. When you print sublimation and you press it, if you don't have it mirrored, any words are going to be backwards. Everything's going to be backwards. So now you can see on the left, after that image printed, the color came out great. Everything looks fine. Well, I decided I was going to measure it and see how the measurements held up printing from a Google Doc, turning it into a PDF versus printing from Word. Well, I measured this on the length up and down, and it came up at 5.5 inches roughly. You can see the ruler laying there. And then that is not quite what was on the settings. So I went back to my settings in the Google Docs and I wanted to see what the height was supposed to be. And it's 5.74. And as you can see in the previous image, it measured out at about 5.5. So just note that you're going to want to print a few images to see the difference on what they print versus what it says in your Google Docs. Now, this could be because it printed as a PDF. There may be another way to print it where it stays the same. I just want you to be aware that the way that I showed you here is off by almost 1/4 of an inch. So be aware of that. And again, this is my first time doing something like this in Google Docs, so I just wanted to share it with you. Thanks for watching my video. I have other videos on my channel that show you how to use Word, that show you how to layer, that show you how to make tumbler wraps and all kinds of other sublimation designs. So if you like my channel, please subscribe and have a great day.